Hello guys, so today we'll make a short video about the movie called Gretel and Hansel. So yep, I probably won't be talking about this movie again, but yep, a bunch of bots are going around saying that people actually like this movie, okay? People actually like this movie. Who? The critics? The critics who gave this movie a higher score than Alita Battle Angel, than Midway, than Jurassic World even, okay? And you're telling me, and if you look at this is the IMDb score and the Google score, 5.3 and 52%. Okay, that's basically almost half. And yep, yes, it is still a majority of people, but really that means this movie is bad. If the movie has a below 6.0, that means the movie is very decisive among people. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of people who hate this movie and a lot of people who love it. Well, let's go to Rotten Tomatoes. These sources that these people use for how great Captain Marvel is. Well, Gretel and Hansel has a scene at a 23%, okay? 23% of people liked Gretel and Hansel, okay? Not as bad as Batwoman, okay? But it's still worse than Captain Marvel at its very worst. Yes, why am I talking about this movie, okay? There should be no point in talking about a movie that literally nobody watched. This is a movie that literally nobody watched. It made $23 million off a $5 million budget. Literally, nobody watched this. It made $10 million anyways, where it had like such a tiny budget. But again, Metacritic, 4.8, you know, okay? 4.8, okay? And yes, these are the same people who call this movie a masterpiece, okay? It's such an amazing work, you know, work of art according to us critics, you know, quote-unquote critics who will give all the good movies bad scores, okay? Let's remember, Ace Ventura and Nature's called one of the funniest movies of all time. Has a way lower score than Gretel and Hansel. A woke pile of crap that the critics called such an amazing movie, 65%, 64%, when the movie should really have a 20% or should be around like the IMDb score is at. But nope, the critics, of course, you know, they call this movie is so amazing. It's so stunning and brave to have this movie, okay? But again, these are the same critics who gave Charlie's Angels a higher score than Midway, you know, and they also gave, you know, Charlie's Angels also a higher score than Godzilla King of the Monsters. And said, oh, those are just boring, and also Angel Has Fallen and Rambo 5, and called those movies boring action flicks. But then they'll go around and also give this movie a 65%, give Captain Marvel 78%, and of course, give Charlie's Angels a 52%. You're telling me that Charlie's Angels not being nominated for any Razzies should be telling of how untrustworthy this critics are. And I think past this video, this movie is gonna be forgotten entirely. Okay, nobody's gonna remember Gretel and Hansel. Okay, except for the 5 bots who can't, you know, except for the review bombing bots that you know, dislike bombed my video because I said this movie was a flop on Blu-ray. It's like these guys just can't get over the fact that this movie is a pile of garbage. That people don't like this movie. Okay, and yep. And this was over the last few weeks that these people started review bombing the video, dislike bombing the video. And I wouldn't be surprised if it is bots, because this movie is, because look at the IMDb score and the Google score. This movie had the same score as I can't think of it, Geostorm. This movie had the same score as Geostorm, and actually has lower rated scores than movies that are actually considered bad by many people, like Scoop, okay, or Dark Phoenix, or Man Back to National. Okay, that is still higher than you know, Charlie's Angels, but this movie has the same score as Geostorm. Okay, and yeah, Geostorm, you know. Geostorm, for example, that movie came out, it has the same score. And this is a movie that the critics trust. And it has a much higher Google score as well. 86% of people like this movie. But the critics said, oh, it's so boring. Yeah. It's an okay movie. It's not the greatest movie of all time. My original score was around an 8, but I put it down to a 7. It's a good movie. Where it's basically a lot of my movie scores out of 7 out of 10. You know, that's the average score. That's for me, it's an average movie, and this movie still has a higher score than Gretel and Hansel does. Okay, Gretel and Hansel. Okay, that movie is a joke. Okay, that movie is a joke. Okay, go to Pixels. Okay, another movie that is considered to be horrible because of stupid reasons. Well, it still has a higher score. Pixels is another movie that had such a bad scores. Still has a higher score than Gretel and Hansel. Okay, Gretel and Hansel is still worse than Pixels. Okay, and the same thing on Rotten Tomatoes as well. This movie is still higher than Gretel and Hansel. It's still higher reviewed than Gretel and Hansel. Okay, Gretel and Hansel is lower rated than Pixels on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, and also Geostorm as well. Okay, what other movies I put in? Okay, Pixels. Next movie is Midway, which is a movie that was hated by the critics. Probably because the critics hate this country. Wouldn't be surprised if they do. Because Midway is probably one of the most patriotic movies of all time. Besides Saving Private Ryan. And, Dunkirk. But this is the score that the lousy critics gave, okay, of Midway. Okay, this is the lousy score that they gave, 42%. That is lower than the, stunning and brave reviews of Gretel and Hansel. Okay, and yep, these bots will of course dislike this video. They'll probably come out in full force saying, "Oh, you're wrong. All your points are disproven." Okay, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Okay, which is actually hated by some movie critics as well because it didn't have enough story. Still 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Scoob, 5.7 out of 10. It actually has a lower score than Dark Phoenix now. Yep, Scoob. Another movie that and again the audience, this movie was considered worse than, Gretel and Hansel by, the dumb critics. Okay, another movie that is completely hated by, audiences. Okay, I need to think of some, another movie is Suspect Zero. Okay, that's another movie that everybody has completely forgotten about. Okay, Suspect Zero. It was an okay movie, a 7 out of 10 movie, but still was hated by every critic. But guess what? The same thing with IMDb. It has a higher score than Gretel and Hansel. Okay. Gretel and Hansel is just hated universally, okay? 1517 to Paris, I think, has a higher score as well on IMDb, okay? I know, but I can't find a movie that had, I know one, Charlie's Angels, okay? And, Cats, and, movies like this, Charlie's Angels, which has a lower score on IMDb, 4.7 out of IMDb, and guess what? This is the scores of Charlie's Angels, 52%. You really think that this movie is deserving a higher score than Midway and Godzilla, and Angel Has Fallen? You were telling me that this garbage, this trash, is deserving a higher score than all those movies. Okay, this is why nobody likes the critics. This is why nobody likes Gretel and Hansel parts. Okay, they, of course, call me, names, "Oh, you don't understand the greatness of Gretel and Hansel, okay? You don't understand the greatness of the wokeness of Gretel and Hansel, okay? You don't understand the masterpiece that is Gretel and Hansel." Well, I do understand that it's worse than all those movies, besides Charlie's Angels, okay? Charlie's Angels is even worse than Gretel and Hansel, okay? We have Sonic, okay? A movie that actually is considered, on par with Gretel and Hansel, according to, the weirdo critics. And on Metacritic, it's considered way worse. Yes, Sonic is considered way worse than the stunning and brave reviews that Gretel and Hansel got. But it has a way higher score on IMDb at 6.6. Well, I think it's around 6.6 to 7.3 is basically the average score for a comedy movie, basically. And another movie that everybody, quote-unquote hates is Ice Age Collision Course. Well, I'm going to tell you something about Ice Age Collision Course. I think it's pretty underrated. I didn't really hate it as much as most of these people, but again, I like the Ice Age movies, so, yep. And here's the score on IMDb, a 5.7. Yes, this is not surprising that it's a higher score than Gretel and Hansel, and guess what? It had around the same review score as Suspect Zero and Geostorm and Pixels, but it still has a higher score on by the fans on Rotten Tomatoes as well than Gretel and Hansel. You've only seen the beginning of the collapse of woke movie. Hollywood had a crash in 2020, and I think Gretel and Hansel was a part of it, because nobody liked Gretel and Hansel, okay? And these people are defending this movie that literally nobody watched, okay? A movie that literally nobody bought on Blu-ray, okay? All these movies I said above, except for even Charlie's Angels, outsold Gretel and Hansel on Blu-ray. Even Charlie's Angels. That has something to tell you about Gretel and Hansel. And, the absolutely ridiculous fans, quote-unquote fans, are probably the 5 people on Twitter spewing out onto YouTube, calling this, movie a masterpiece, when it really isn't. So, yep, And we can go to the most recent example of a hated movie, Scoop. Okay? Scoop. Okay? The most recent example is Scoop. It's got mixed reviews by critics and has a pie. Still is considered better than Gretel and Hansel. 5.79 B, still higher than Gretel and Hansel. Okay? Scoop is 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which is actually not that far off from a movie that the critics, was calling a masterpiece called Us. Okay? Remember Us? Nobody? Okay? Nobody? Saying Scoop has the same score as Us on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? Us has the same score as Scoop. But yep, Gretel and Hansel, nothing but a failure. Okay? Bad scores all over the place. Okay? And I have one more movie to compare it to. Joker. Oh yeah, Joker has a lower score on Metacritic than Gretel and Hansel. Absolutely ridiculous. That's basically it. Goodbye.